Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome to Dwarf Fortress Skyhome. I recently did a video called World Gen that really got into the world creation aspects of Dwarf Fortress, which are pretty cool, and would give you an idea of how we came to be in this place if you're interested in watching that, but it's not necessary. Now I've got dwarves here, we've got our initial setup, we have people out here, the wagon, our supplies and everything. And just a quick recap in case you didn't catch that video, we are at the top of a hill or mountain with some very steep edges. Over here on the left screen, you can see a drop off. This actually goes some 21, 22 blocks down. The river here actually flows down into it. If I move my screen over to the left, you can see a bit more of that river. So it kind of flows here and then drops down into this gorge. And then again, we've got our dwarves here ready to get settled. If I follow this over to the right, the river kind of splits around this lower section and continues on over. But I think we're going to settle actually pretty close to where we are at right now. I've got some ideas for things I want to do here, but let's first bring up what's called Dwarf Therapists, as funny as that is, to look at the name of the settlers that we have here. Now, some of these names I grabbed out of the comments of that previous video, the World Gen video, and then a few are just pulled from other places. So we've got everybody here, we've got their current professions, what they do, and some things that they've been assigned to. If I actually jump over to roles, we can see everything that they are willing to do. Excuse me. And we've got the areas highlighted here, but you can also see their kind of skill level here. So red being not so great. Red I think is below 50. It's like 50. Yeah, here's a 50 that's red, 50 or below. So yeah, we've got all kinds of tasks. If you're not very familiar with Dwarf Fortress, this may seem a bit daunting, and that's because, well, it can be initially. It has a very steep learning curve, but we got a lot of different tasks we can do and various people assigned to them. Now, one of the things I point out here is Kolohe actually has a 100 in mining, which is crazy. I don't think... there could be somebody else with a 100. I know here's a 95 and a 90, so we have some 90s, but 100 is kind of crazy. I think in one other world I played in, did I have a dwarf that had a 100? So anyway, there you go. You got that 100, Chloe, and I didn't even see this. I was kind of naming right down and noticed after the fact, but there we go. We're going to minimize that. Now let's see. Again, we're kind of getting ready to get settled in here. I've got some ideas for things I want to do, and I also have a flowchart. There is a flowchart about how to get started, some things to do in a certain order to kind of give you a guideline. I'm actually going to follow that, so I'll have a link to that in the description. But let's go ahead and kind of take a look around. Let me tell you about what I was thinking. I actually woke up this morning with this idea, and I think I might give it a try. So basically, what I would like to do is come over here to the river. And I'm kind of thinking that I want to dig out from the river. If you're looking at the left screen here, I want to make a little channel that comes around over to where the dwarves are. It kind of wraps around and then comes back and like drops back off here like a waterfall, a small one on this side. And that way we kind of have a moat around this area. It means that we have this nice steep cliff here on one side, and then we would have that moat that goes around, and that would protect this kind of upper area, which would be the entrance then down into our fortress essentially. So we would go down and down and down, and you know, we have all of this space. Obviously we get more and more space the deeper we go down, but I think because this upper layer has some kind of openings here, I may not do much here. I may actually jump 2 down, and then we may really start getting to work on the fortress down there. So I think that would be kind of cool. Now I'm also thinking if I dig this channel out and pour this back in, I might do a channel that's straight down that actually has a waterfall inside that then empties out of a hole down here. There's things we might be able to do with that could be cool. So anyway, there is a lot to do, so let's get going. Okay, so basically I'm looking at this area down over here. I was kind of moving around trying to decide exactly where I wanted to do things, but in looking at the flowchart again, which I'll have a link down in the description, I've got a couple things I want to do right away. One is to dig and one is to chop trees. That's kind of the two things we're going to start off with right away. So we've got all these controls over here. I'm going to actually go to designations and chop down trees. I'm going to hit T. Now I can actually change this mode where I can select an area, but I think what I'm going to do is just kind of individually select trees. Now we have some big ones and it makes me a little bit nervous. I still am relatively new to the game. I got the basics down, but I know that trees can like block certain areas. It might just be while they're kind of grown and in the ground, but part of me is afraid that they can potentially fall on people. Maybe that's a fear I should not have, and that you don't need to worry about things like that. But it makes me nervous to chop the big trees. I was thinking I might do one. Maybe this guy here. I guess you just do one. Not sure. The little ones are letting me select them individually. So anyway, we'll go ahead and do that. I think this is probably a good start here. And then I need to think about how this is going to work if I'm going to channel out an area. Now, if I do want to dig in this way, I want to hit channel H, and let's do this. Now, I'm not going to connect to water just yet. That would be a bad idea. But I'm trying to think, where would I want to start that? I don't want to do it right at the edge where it kind of falls off, but I do have some trees in the way, and I don't necessarily want to wait to mark this area. So I think I might go here. Let's see, how much space do I think I want? And I'm going to actually leave a gap every once in a while. Let's see, and then if I were to cut over, and I can cancel these as well. We are paused. So let's see. Let's just draw this out. You can actually mark this stuff as well without actually making it an order. You can have marker only down there. You can see that. But I think that's okay. Let's go ahead and wipe that out. Okay, so that's what I would be looking at as far as channel goes. And I think I'll pop an opening here and a few up here. Just make sure it's not totally dug out yet. But I think that's probably a big enough area, and of course we can actually like channel, an additional area to this or something, or wall some other area in if need be. But I think this is probably a good start. Now we do need to keep an area for trade caravans to come through, and they actually need 3 tiles wide. So we'll have that if we leave this maybe as the main entrance. And then what I'll probably want to do is allow them to come underground, and I think that I want basically a ramp going underground for everybody as well anyway. So I think what we'll do is have that here where basically you come in and that's in here somewhere. So for example, I could do, let's see, we want to actually do this. Maybe something here. So this could be the 3x3 area that begins a ramp down into here. I think that might work out okay. So let's just go ahead and do that. So we have wood selected to be chopped. We have channeling kind of ready to be dug out. We also need to have a farm going, and we want to probably put that underground. There's actually a way to do that in Dwarf Fortress where you can dig an opening down, a couple floors, a couple levels down, and then cover the top, and it's still considered open air. So you can do some farming underground with a flooring on top of it. And so I think that might be cool, but let's go underground and see what we have to work with here. So this could be an area that would work for us if I come back up one more. So maybe in this corner, maybe this is the area that we designate for that, in which case I'll need to chop some more trees. But I don't want it right next to the channel, right? Because we're going to have water there. And in fact, this channel may end up being like 2 or 3 wide, but we're going to just start with that. So let's see. Do I want to start that yet? Let's actually back this out. We're going to go to designations and T, right, for chopping trees. And get rid of these smaller ones inside the walls as well. Okay, so I think we're going to kind of go with that. Let's go ahead and back up, and then we're going to hit resume. This is actually starting the game for us for the very first time. You can see the water numbers moving, water's flowing over the edge. Dwarves are starting to go about their business. I just saw Kalohe move. I think this is him over here. Yep. So he's getting ready. He's actually digging this out. I'll move the screen over. So we can see up there the channel is being dug out right now. Very quickly, actually. You can see he's coming around, getting this dug out. It looks like Jacob is over here digging that. He has a cat following him around. One of the interesting things about cats in this game is that while you can actually make other animals your pets, the cats actually make you their pets. They actually will select someone, and that human, or that dwarf I should say, is their pet. So there you go. We've got the channel initially dug. That was pretty quick. Let's kind of move the screen over a bit. Okay, so basically you can see, if I look at this one where basically the water would pour out, you can see over here it doesn't look like it's fully cut out, but it actually is at an angle because it's a ramp, right? That's what the triangle here is indicating, is that this is a ramp, so all the way around. They can actually walk straight across this, because that is a ramp tile. So eventually we would take that out. I forgot about that in leaving the gaps. Again, I'm still somewhat new to this. So anyway, what we want to do is now that I have this part dug out, if I go down a level, you can see that that is dug into here. Now this may seem as though it's open tiles, but it's not. This is just indicating these are they're roots essentially. And if you weren't familiar, then down on the bottom right you can see in blue lettering it says roots, and that's going to show anything I mouse over. So we want to continue the channeling here. I'm going to go ahead and do D for designation, H for the channeling, but I'm going to do 1 over. I'm still going to keep it 3 by 3, but we're going to go 1 over, so that we are basically going to have every other one down here is going to be, it's going to create that ramp naturally. So there's that. Let's go back up to the top, and we're going to go ahead and match the channeling because that was so fast. We'll just go ahead and do this across. I may cancel some of that where these guys are standing until we move that stuff in to here. And of course we do need to chop some more trees. Let's see, something like that. I think we're good. We had one over there that was in the way, so let's do that. And then we're going to remove a designation of the ramp in here. I just kind of I don't want to dig under anybody just yet. They'd be fine, but we're going to go ahead and not dig the ground out from under them. Okay, I've been watching some of the tree cutting here. We've got Bob chopped a tree down right here and it basically dumped all of this wood along here. So I'm pretty sure if anybody was there it would have hurt them. I'm going to actually start this back up. You can see I've got the channel dug around pretty big, and actually, wow, he just cut that down really quick. He just got there. So yeah, and he just chopped that one down. So I'm kind of thinking that he cuts away from himself. Let's see. I chose that corner, went this way. That's what made me nervous about this one. I'm hoping it goes over this way. Don't dump on everybody over there. Okay, cool. And it actually only went about 4 out or something, so not too bad. And then that one as well. Okay, cool. So we've got most of the trees cut. We've got another 1 or 2. I actually should designate that one is another one that needs to get cut. You can see this one's marked to be cut right now. And since it's going pretty quick, I'm going to actually just go ahead and select these guys to be chopped down as well. And I think that'll pretty much cover us. I think that'll do. So we obviously have the ramp down. If I actually go down a level and then down again, you can see that this comes down 3 to the 3rd level down essentially, and I actually dug this pathway out. Now this has ramp access. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. Let's go back up to the top. So if somebody comes in, they can go down those few levels and then go down this path. So I could put the trade depot down there eventually so that carts can come in and do trade, but I don't know if I want to hook that so directly up to everything and have it just open into everything. I might actually do a set of stairs that go down, and then basically the fort could extend from there, anywhere it needs to go, plus around that, and then maybe have one doorway or something that comes in through there that I can like block off or protect much easier than have it be so wide open and just come right into this. So anyway, I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit, but I think that's what I want to do. And then what I'll do is I will run those stairs all the way down to the stone level and do some mining down there. I want to get some stone and then bring some walls along this. So anyway, I think for now we're going to leave it at that. We've got a really good start here. I've got the channel somewhat dug out. We'll have to get rid of the ramp elements at some point. I also need to make a wood stockpile next time and get all this wood out of the way. It's cluttering up the place. We do need to get some farms going. We have a huge list of things to do. Lots and lots of things to do. I do hope you guys come back for the next episode when we get into some of that, the farms and the stockpiles. But as I said, I think for now we're going to leave it at that. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. I appreciate that. Leave a comment letting me know what you think. If you would like to see your name appear in this game, then go ahead and let me know in the comments what you would like that to be. I know in one of the test worlds I ran, I ended up with, I think it was like 45 dwarves or something pretty quickly. So there was lots of room for new people to join. So anyway, let me know if you're interested. I can't promise to get you in, but yeah, I do want to thank you guys for watching, as I mentioned, and just a reminder that I'm still very new to this. If you got some tips, feel free to leave them there, but down in the comments. But do understand that I'm probably recording these in chunks at a time. I may not be able to take that advice immediately, but I definitely would appreciate it and can implement it as soon as I can. Anyway, that's it. We'll leave it at that. Thanks again. I will catch you guys next time.